Cottleville is a really cute, really charming town in St. Charles County. It's got a lot going on, and it's getting popular these days. There's a lot of people asking about it, moving to the area, especially with some development happening. It's got a really cute historic center, and that's one of the cool things about Cottleville that sets it apart from other areas like O'Fallon or Lake St. Louis. You just have this really cute town center with a bunch of local stuff going on, and it is one of the highlights of Cottleville. So in this video, we're going to talk about stuff to do in Cottleville, what there is to do here if you're moving to the area, and then show you some of the big neighborhoods you'll see here and talk about Cottleville Trails, which is a huge development happening right now. There's been a few changes in the development, but we're going to give you guys an update on that if you're wondering about new construction specifically in Cottleville. Guess who's back in the video? You hate to see it, but you gotta live with it. Here she is.
Yeah, we got a lot of negative comments on,
I'm trying to tank the channel views. Hey, welcome back. I'm Jacob.
And I'm Madison.
So Cottleville is a beautiful area, and hey guys, if you're moving to this area in St. Charles County or anywhere else in St. Louis, send us an email, send us a text, whatever works for you. We are practicing real estate agents. Love hearing from you guys on YouTube. So Old Town Cottleville is kind of the town center. It's the historic district, kind of downtown Cottleville, and it's really along Route N and Motherhead. That's kind of the center of it. That's where you have the shops, the little stores, coffee shops, and that's kind of where the center is for activities in Cottleville.
And you can really see just about all the businesses when you're driving along and going through Cottleville. So you can see the restaurants, the shops. I mean, they have everything. There's a post office, there's law firms, there's a dentist company. A dentist company.
Dental office.
A dental office, yeah. A dental office that as you're driving, you can really see everything. If anything, it's only really about 2 rows deep. So it's small and it's newer compared to like St. Charles Main Street, which is older, but it's, I wonder how long it is.
It's kind of like a smaller version of historic St. Charles. Like it's not as big.
I think it's more trendy because we're seeing things like the food truck park coming there. And we're seeing things like there's wedding venues, there's different pop-up bars. That's something that's definitely has become more popular in the last couple of years.
I feel like they have a lot of stuff they'll change in and out.
Right.
I mean, like they have a pop-up for a weekend or like for a holiday.
Right.
And I feel like in historic St. Charles, it's more like you have the same stuff.
The mom and pop shops, you know,
they're
the
there
bakeries.
to stay, but Cottleville has more like pop-ups and
yes.
stuff.
It's more exciting. It's like, what's going to happen next in Cottleville?
Yeah.
According to one source, it is the fastest growing city in the greater St. Louis area. I think second is Wentzville. There's a few others that follow.
Honestly, all the rankings kind of put them in different places, but between Wentzville, Chesterfield, St. Peters, O'Fallon, they're all up there. But one source did list Cottleville as the fastest growing town in the St. Louis area.
Right, which I believe it because there's a huge new development going in soon, Cottleville Trails. But the historic part of Cottleville, it's all local businesses. It's local restaurants, it's local shops that a lot of people, especially out here in St. Charles County, there's a lot of chains that having a little pocket of local businesses is exciting and is drawing a lot of people to it.
And that's the thing, because we get questions, I mean, from people, you know, when they're moving out to this area, like, oh, is it all just a lot of big chains and strip malls? There is a lot of that in St. Charles County, but Cottleville does have a really, really cool local feel to it, which really sets it apart. Cottleville is just a little bit different. It's very walkable, it's very charming, and it always has a lot of social stuff going on too. With like get-togethers, parties,
pop-up events.
Exactly.
Yes, restaurants. One of my favorites is the new food truck park, the Frankie Martin's Garden. So Frankie Martin's food truck park, it is a fun social setting. You can go for lunch, you can go for dinner. They have food trucks, but it's really cool because it's an outdoor setting. It's very casual. So there's kids running around kicking a soccer ball. In the cooler months, they have fire pits outside so you can make s'mores. You have the food trucks. They have a big screen where you can watch a lot of times sporting events. They have movies. They have different kid nights for, you know, the movies that they're playing. There's the beer barn, which is an enclosed space where you can get your beverages. And if it's raining or a little cooler out or whatnot. And then at the very front, so when you get there, you have the whiskey house. And so they have, I don't even know, hundreds.
Really good drinks, yeah.
Yeah, 100 plus types of whiskey. And they even have lockers that you can rent or buy. I mean, that's goals, right? To be able to have a whiskey
Put your stuff away and then go
locker.
Have fun at the whiskey
right?
garden.
Yes, that's way over my head. But it's a good option for those who enjoy a nice glass of whiskey.
Absolutely.
Do they have a tequila locker?
We need a Patron locker in Cottleville.
Yes, and a sponsorship.
Sponsorship, please.
So one of my favorite parts is it's the pop-up bar. It's called the Public Schoolhouse.
Yes.
And they do pop-up events really around the year. They do a Christmas pop-up bar, which we did our holiday party at.
Yeah, we had our holiday party at Public Schoolhouse.
Yes.
It sells out very quickly. Like, it is difficult to get a table there sometimes.
Well, to get a table for the whole team, I tried, and in 1 minute it sold out. So within like a few minutes, every day, every time frame was sold out. But it was called the Toasted Chestnut, and then they have the light walk after. So it was a lot of fun. I mean, I've been to a few in St. Louis, and that's probably my favorite. But then they have a Valentine's pop-up, a Halloween pop-up, but it's also a wedding venue. So you can rent it out for a small event. You could have a wedding there, rehearsal dinner there. And I think that's an exciting thing is, I think it was in 2019 is when they kind of started doing that. So this is a whole new concept for Cottleville.
Yeah.
So one of the unique things about Cottleville, and one of the reasons why a lot of people are drawn to this community, is that it's a golf cart community. So some of the subdivisions around are all golf cart friendly. The sidewalks are wider to accommodate golf carts. But you'll notice at all the restaurants and shops, they have golf cart parking.
Yeah.
So it's like, you know, motorcycle parking, but it's golf cart parking, and it's smaller spaces compared to a regular car space. And there's really not a golf course close to it. It's just an easier way to get around that you see people coming from their houses or their neighborhood, and they drive on their golf cart to dinner.
Yeah, and Cottleville's nice too because you do have a couple neighborhoods that are right next to the historic town center. There are several neighborhoods where, like, if you don't want to get a golf cart, you can walk to the town center. Right. And there's actually a map on the Cottleville website that basically shows you like the courses where you can get a golf cart like on the road or like next to it to drive in, depending on where you live compared to it. Yeah,
because you could probably get over a mile out from Old Town Cottleville, and they have paths to get in. So when you're looking on a map, kind of on the northeast corner, that's Timberwood Trails. So that's a really big neighborhood that has hundreds of houses. And then Windsor Place, which is the neighborhood that has all the white fences and the ponds that you see when you're coming in route in towards Cottleville. So those are probably two of the closest ones, but soon there will be another larger community, Cottleville Trails, that will be going in that I'm sure people will take their golf carts.
Yeah, Cottleville Trails is going to be huge, and it's going to have multiple entrances in and out because one of them will basically connect right to route end so that you can basically take your golf cart or walk right into Old Town from Cottleville Trails because it does connect right there.
But if you're driving, if you don't live in the area, I live close to Cottleville, but not close enough to take a golf cart. They do have a lot of parking as well, and they're building some more parking lots to accommodate all the traffic, but you can park along the road. I mean, Frankie Martin's Garden, they have parking for, you know, cars as well. So if you go during the evenings or on the weekends, it's a little busier, but generally lots of options to get to Cottleville.
It's funny, when Mindy and I were doing the Whitmore video, she was saying how Whitmore is also a very
golf cart friendly community.
But it's close, and she was saying that there might be a way you can take a golf cart from Whitmore
to get
to Cottleville. But we were saying how like you'd have to get over 94 and
that's a
maybe drive down Mid Rivers Mall Drive. But like she said, there's some way to do it.
You can't,
like a back road or something, to go from Whitmore to Cottleville on a golf cart.
Let's build an underground tunnel from Whitmore to Cottleville, like under the highway.
From the golf course, under the highway.
Yeah.
Frankie Martin Garden.
It'll be like the bullet train, but the bullet golf... I'm done.
The bullet golf cart express route.
The Cottleville Tunnel. So those are the neighborhoods that are probably the closest to Old Town Cottleville. But as you go farther away and you keep going down Route N, there are other neighborhoods. And there's some newer construction neighborhoods. We do see some that are more starter homes, and they're row homes where you see the garage actually on the back of the house. They're smaller, but there's lots of options out there. The other nice thing is there is a, you know, more of a senior living neighborhood where they have villas just right there across from St. Joe's Catholic Church. So there's all different types of living in the Cottleville area, from starter homes to senior living, new construction, more established neighborhoods, that it's, you know, a lot of different types of people in the area.
Yeah, you do have a really nice mix between those more established neighborhoods and then a couple that were built within the last couple of years, like by Lombardo, Fisher, and Fritchell, that are, like you said, not right next to the town center.
Correct.
But you do have some that are right off Route N, so a lot of beautiful homes in the area.
Those are closer to K, but it's nice because you have all different price points. You know, those row homes you can get into $300,000. Some of the neighborhoods neighborhoods that are closer, we were talking about Timberwood Trails. It's tough to get in there really under $450, I would say. You're probably looking around $500,000 plus or minus. Same thing for the other neighborhoods, and they go up from there. I mean, the newer construction ones that are already there, I mean, those are $600,000-$700,000 homes.
There's the one, Darden Farms, that's right there. It's kind of more like bigger pieces of land. It has like Darden Farms, it kind of feels like more farm properties because it's right next to
and it's hidden.
Like
behind that, it's like that red house, and it kind of has the horses in front.
Yes.
And you go behind it, and they're bigger pieces of land. They're older. That I have no idea what I'm going to say.
Bigger. They have bigger pieces of land. So if you want more of that like farmhouse feel, you have some of that in Cottleville.
Right.
And the nice thing in Cottleville too, whether or not you live right next to the old town area, you do have a lot of parks and walking trails. There's soccer fields. There's a lot of outdoor space in Cottleville if you just want to be able to walk around. I mean, there's several trails that go around Route N just for walking trail.
And it's nice because they're flat.
Yes.
So
it's not like you're hiking through the woods. It's flat, but it's like nice to take the kids for a walk or take the dog for a walk right next to your neighborhood if you want walking trails in Cottleville.
Right. And one of the main parks there is the it's Legacy Park. It's right by the amphitheater, and it's cool because they have sand volleyball. They have dog parks. There's walking trails that kind of go back in there, so you're going more through the trees and bridges, things like that. Yeah. But they also have a nice playground for little ones. During the summer, the amphitheater, they do have different events there. I think that they do music in the evenings and weekends. So there's a lot of outdoor opportunities in Cottleville.
And honestly, that's the thing. Like, they have a lot of fun events, whether it's one of the pop-ups at the bars or something, or with the amphitheater having a concert or a music show. They have a lot of fun stuff to do.
So Cottleville has so many local businesses and restaurants. So if you kind of take Route N, some of the staples that you'll see throughout Cottleville, you have BMO's, which is a local restaurant. I would say it's American cuisine. It's a little finer dining, but it's still casual. So finer casual dining, I would say. And so you keep going and you have Frankie Martin's Garden, the food truck park. So really restaurants. Let's talk about the restaurants that are there. Yeah. And one of my favorite places is Upshot Coffee.
Upshot Coffee.
Which is where I met you.
Yeah. We met at Upshot Coffee like 3 years ago. We got together.
3 years ago.
And I think both of us had never been there at the time. So we were like, yeah, let's meet up and go get some coffee at Upshot Coffee.
Well, and we like supporting local businesses when we can.
Yeah.
And so that was a great opportunity. And since then, we've been there many times. But Upshot does have a very special place in my heart.
It does.
Because look where we are now. So Upshot Coffee is a great, another great local business there. So kind of in front of it, you have it's owned by the same people. It's a pizza place and a barbecue place. It's Plank Road Pizza, and it's $17.98 barbecue, I think. But
that sounds right. I don't know off the top of my head.
It's right there.
$17.98 barbecue.
Oh, I was right. Okay. The numbers, I'm always like 19.
Yeah, no, 18.
I
hear you.
Okay. So $17.98 barbecue, great barbecue. So they have some of the best ribs. I think they've won awards for them.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and then Plank Road Pizza, all their pizza's good, but what I think a lot of people love is their house chopped salad. So
gotta get it.
I highly recommend it.
Another place is the Blooming Daisy Marketplace.
Yes.
A lot of fun stuff there. Great place to check out if you're in Cottleville.
And that's kind of behind, the Upshot Coffee place. It's there in front of the public schoolhouse where the pop-up events are. The fun thing about the Daisy Market is that they have the sharing shed right there. So it's just like a little cabinet there, and it has different, supplies in there that's
a community kind of shared.
Yes, it's a sharing shed.
Yeah, sharing shed. That's the best way to put it.
Yeah, so across from all that is Menino's Meat Market, and so everybody goes there. It's so popular. They do great specials on meat, like fillets, things like that. But they have the best homemade pies, and we do an appreciation event every year where we give our clients pies at Thanksgiving. If you want a free pie,
call us. Yes, it's right there in the middle. It's right on the corner too. So it's just like if you want like fresh local deli, it's a great place to go get that.
Yes, and they do have that. Get the apple pie. You can thank me later. And they also have some pre-made foods. They have some barbecue. Right. They have a smokehouse macaroni and cheese that's really good.
It's just like to-go stuff if you want something. Like it's a great place to stop in.
In the winter, the Boy Scout, they set up a tree farm in there in the parking lot. You can go there and get a fresh tree. Is that what you?
I don't know.
You get a fresh
I wasn't a Boy Scout. I don't know.
A real tree. That's where you can go. But anyways, okay. So at the end of, in where it turns into Motherhead is St. Joseph's Cottleville Parish, the big Catholic church right there. And that's a big draw. It's huge. There's a lot of people there. And they do have a private school. And so you'll see that across from those villas. It's like a 55 plus community that you can live there. And they're brand new. They were just built in the last year or so.
I think they still have some that they're finishing up right now too.
Yes, they are. So in Cottleville, there's actually a few wedding venues that are very popular, and they're more for a smaller sized wedding. But the biggest one is the Piazza Messina. It's kind of a Tuscan looking building. They have a pond out back with a dock that goes to it. The cool thing about that place is that it's a wedding venue or a venue for any type of, large event.
Yeah, you could do events, but they're definitely very known for weddings that they do.
Yes, but they do like sip events on the weekends and on Sundays and sometimes in the evenings. But they also do like a big Mother's Day breakfast, a Father's Day brunch, I guess I should say. So they do have other events outside of it just being a wedding venue.
Yeah, it's a really fun place.
So then another wedding venue is the public schoolhouse, which we've talked about, the whole pop-up bar thing.
Yes.
But it also is a wedding venue. It's really pretty. It's probably for a smaller wedding. I don't know how many people it can hold, but it's really pretty. And then out back, you kind of have this like, not really a gazebo, but it's, what do you even call that?
Like, I don't know, like a get-together area. You know what I mean? Like you could put tables out there if you wanted to have like, like a reception out there, but...
The newest one, which I just learned, is Stone Soup Cottage. So it used to be this very luxury, it was really hard to get in, that they would do very limited seatings on the weekends and the evenings. And it was a price fixed menu. And it was like $100 a person, and it was a French cuisine. So now they've actually changed it to a wedding venue or a small gathering space. So that's another great place that you could, rent out for a wedding, an event, or whatnot.
Yeah, absolutely. So like we mentioned earlier, Cottleville Trails is by far the biggest development happening right now. And that's what a lot of people are asking about in Cottleville. You do have 4 builders going in. You have hundreds of homes that are going in. And it's going to be really beautiful with like a gazebo, fire pits, walking trails, because they're going to have several of these kind of retention ponds, community pool, and a lot of homes that will back up to these little ponds, which is going to be really beautiful. Last year, the issue, and with a lot of delay happening, was that they were in a flood zone.
Right.
So they had to have a lot of work done with engineers and getting the infrastructure. So right now they are putting in some of the lots. They have the roads and foundations going in.
They were supposed to open last spring.
Yes.
And so there's been a lot of talk of what's happening, what's going on. But finally, the latest update we've had from builders is that they are going to open hopefully this spring, if not early summer. And we will see the roads go in shortly. They're starting to stake out the different lots, but they've done everything that they can for it to be ready and to be safe for people. To be safe,
especially with the flood hazard, because I think that was a really big point of concern, which is absolutely fair.
Yeah, they've done a lot of soil testing and everything that they need to build that area up now. So it's going to be a very exciting community. It's going to draw a lot more people into the area, and hopefully more and more people are supporting this local businesses there in Cottleville. Not overly excited about the traffic, but they're adding a few roads for it to be easy access, on and off 364, Highway K, that they're really trying to plan for all the new traffic, people who are going to be in the area.
And that's another point why I think they're trying to give it multiple entrances. I think there's like 3 major ways to get in and out there's one that's right off of 364, there's an entrance off Route N, and then it'll connect to Old Town Cottleville. So hopefully traffic isn't that bad, but that's definitely been another point people brought up, where if you're going to have 400 new houses, there's going to be
where are all those people going to go?
Yeah, exactly.
So we need more businesses, local businesses in Cottleville to accommodate all the new houses and residents that will be there.
Biggest thing with some new developments like this is that there's just not a lot of information and updates out there. Yeah, I mean, even for us, like there's no articles out there, but because we do know the builders, that's kind of our inside connection, so we know what's going on the inside. But that was the biggest question last year with what's happening after you've been delayed for a year.
What's going on?
Yeah.
Well, do you remember they had the big semi truck that you could see from 364 that said coming
Cottleville
spring
Trails,
2022?
They made it a big deal, and then it didn't
almost
happen.
Spring 2023 that we're ready. We have a lot of clients who are ready to build there. I love Cottleville. My family loves Cottleville. Having 3 little kids, you can take them and eat outside and let them run around.
That's why Madison loves Cottleville. Yeah.
Yes, I do love Cottleville. Why do you like Cottleville?
It's just like a cute, fun area. Like, and even like I don't take kids there because I don't have kids, but like when we have team stuff, like I always love going there for the food trucks.
So wrong answer. It's because you met me there.
Yeah.
I'm
okay.
kidding.
Yeah.
Kidding.
My bad. My beat. St. Patty's Day. Yeah, talk about it.
So one of the biggest celebrations that Cottleville has is the St. Patrick's Day Parade. I'm telling you, this town shuts down. They already have the signs up now, and we're in February of 2023. They have, the flags hanging from the street lights. They do a big parade, and then they have different tents set up. So public schoolhouse, they have a big tent with drinks and DJs, bathrooms, because those are very
big deal.
Yeah, they do.
Make it a big deal.
They make it a big deal. All the restaurants, a lot of people go there. And if you want to go there, go early. You'll have to park far away, but it's worth a walk to it because you can be along the parade route, and people go there with their pets, with kids, and then kind of throughout the day, it's a little bit more of a party, but it's fun. I mean, it's kind of like, how Soulard does Mardi Gras. Yeah. Cottleville does St. Patty's Day. That is their thing. They do an excellent job at it. I've seen the aftermath of driving through, that evening or afternoon, and the party's still going. But
all day thing.
I'm too old for that. No, I'm just kidding. My kids would probably love it. Cottleville is a mouthful. To say it,
Cottleville.
Say it 5 times. Cottleville.
I can't.
See? Okay. So Cottleville Wine Cellar is kind of the middle of Old Town Cottleville, and it's exactly what it is. It's a wine cellar. It's outdoor. There is, a second floor to it, but they have live music, especially on the weekends. They have some little bites, some shareables that you can order, but it's a fun place to go in the summer, to go in the evenings. If you just want to relax, have a glass of wine and...
live music.
Yeah, it's fun. I have been a time or two, and they let 2-year-olds come.
That's the key thing for you. They let 2-year-olds in.
Yeah.
She's going.
Right. During the day. At least during the day. But yes, and then after you're done there, you can walk to the Cookies and Cream, the ice cream shop right behind it, which it's only open, I think, on the weekends and the evenings. But there's so many. But it's good
if you stop by.
It is really good
stuff. It's worth it to wait for the weekend.
It is. A big old tub.
Big old tub.
Buy.
They buy in the truckloads.
Literally, they buy the truckloads.
All right.
We love Cottleville.
We love Cottleville.
I can't believe you did it. I didn't know if you would catch on. We love Cottleville. I do, though. I'd love to live there one day. But anyways.
Well, hey, you got it. Whitmore or Cottleville? Like, where are you going?
It's definitely going to be a golf cart community.
Okay.
Stand by. I think I know a good realtor.
So, hey, Cottleville is a gorgeous area. Again, if you're moving here, send us an email, send us a text. We'd love to help you with that. It is such a cool part of town. Even if you don't end up living in Cottleville, it is still a place you want to check out if you live in the area. Come stop by the food trucks, visit the wine cellar.
Right.
Like, it is a fun time if you're going to Cottleville.
And especially if you're looking for a golf cart community, Cottleville should be on your radar. It's centrally located. It's all about local businesses, and I think it's a fun place to live.
It is a fun place. So thank you for watching. We appreciate it.
Yes.
And we will see you in the next video on the Living St. Louis channel.
What will it be?
Gotta find out. We're filming some
more.
Stay tuned. We got more. Bye. That was good. So thank you. What?
No, keep going.
Wrap up.
No, yeah, we're good. Okay, you gotta wrap up. I think we start by, I'm back.
She's back.
Guess who's back?
Guess who's back?
That was a good one.